Copilot versus custom AI agents, which fits your SMB? Hi there. Today we'll talk about Copilot versus custom AI agents, which fits your SMB. We'll cover everything you need to know about Microsoft Copilot versus custom AI agents for SMB workflow automation. So, let's get started. What is Microsoft Copilot and what does it actually do? Microsoft Copilot is an AI assistant embedded directly into Microsoft 365 apps like Teams, Outlook, Word, and Excel. Think of it as a smart productivity layer that helps individual users draft emails, summarize meetings, generate reports, and answer questions using data already in your Microsoft environment. For SMBs already running Microsoft 365, Copilot feels like a natural next step. You enable it through a subscription add-on, currently $30 per user per month for Microsoft 365 Copilot, pointed at your existing content, and your team gets AI-powered assistance without writing a single line of code. What Copilot does well: summarizing long email threads in Teams meetings, drafting first-pass documents and presentations, answering questions from SharePoint and OneDrive content, generating Excel formulas and data summaries, quick task suggestions within supported Microsoft apps. The critical thing to understand: Copilot operates within predefined boundaries. It responds to prompts inside Microsoft apps. It does not take autonomous actions across your business systems, and it does not learn the unique logic of your specific workflows unless you customize it further through Copilot Studio. What are custom AI agents? Custom AI agents are purpose-built automation systems designed around your specific business processes. Rather than giving employees a helpful assistant, custom agents act as autonomous workers that can monitor conditions, make decisions, and trigger actions across multiple systems without waiting for a human prompt. On the Microsoft platform, custom AI agents are typically built using Power Platform, Power Automate, Power Apps, and AI Builder, Azure AI Services, or Microsoft Copilot Studio. They can connect to third-party APIs, read from databases, process documents, and execute multi-step workflows end-to-end. As we covered in our guide to building AI agents on Azure for SMBs, these systems can handle tasks like invoice processing, customer onboarding, compliance checks, and support ticket routing with minimal human involvement. What custom agents do well: fully automated, trigger-based workflows, cross-system integration, CRM, ERP, custom databases, industry-specific logic, banking, KYC, compliance flags, order management, 24/7 operation without per-user licensing costs, measurable, repeatable output at scale. Microsoft Copilot versus custom AI agents, a direct comparison. Here is a side-by-side look at both approaches across the factors that matter most to small businesses. Factor: Microsoft Copilot custom AI agents setup time hours to days to weeks, technical skill required low, M365 admin, medium to high, customization depth limited to Microsoft apps, unlimited cost model per user, subscription build plus hosting, autonomous action no, prompt driven yes, event driven, integration breadth, Microsoft 365 apps and services, any API or system, best for individual productivity, end-to-end process automation, scalability, scales with seat count, scales with compute. The table makes the choice look simple, but real-world decisions rarely are. An SMB with 15 employees that just wants its staff to write better emails has no reason to build a custom agent. An insurance broker needing to classify 500 inbound documents per day has no practical use for a chat assistant. When Microsoft Copilot makes sense for your SMB, Copilot earns its keep in specific situations. If most of your team's pain points center on saving time while writing, summarizing, or searching through documents, Copilot delivers real ROI quickly and with very little setup. Choose Copilot when your team already uses Microsoft 365 daily. The bottleneck is individual productivity, not broken processes. You need something running within weeks. You have no developer resources on staff. Your workflows are mostly linear and human-led. A professional services firm with 20 consultants spending 2 hours per day writing client reports is a classic Copilot customer. Each user saves meaningful time, the licensing cost is predictable, and there is nothing complex to maintain. Microsoft's Work Trend Index reports that Copilot users complete certain knowledge tasks up to 29% faster. For teams doing repetitive knowledge work, that translates directly into billable hours recovered or capacity freed for higher value work. However, if your goal is to remove humans from a process entirely, or to automate something that spans multiple software systems, Copilot will feel limiting within weeks of deployment. That is not a flaw in the product. It is simply a different tool built for a different job. When custom AI agents are the better investment for SMB workflow automation. Custom AI agents for SMB workflow automation make sense when the problem is not about helping people work faster, but about replacing manual steps altogether. This is where the real operational savings show up. Choose custom agents when you have a repeatable process that currently requires a human to monitor and act. Your workflow spans multiple systems, for example, CRM plus accounting plus email plus a third-party API. You operate in a regulated industry with specific compliance logic, banking, fintech, healthcare. You want 24/7 automation without per-user licensing costs that grow with headcount. You have access to a developer or an implementation partner. A fintech startup processing loan applications is a clear example. The agent can pull applicant data, run credit checks via API, flag anomalies, update the CRM record, send status emails, and route complex cases to a human reviewer without any manual step in between. No version of Microsoft Copilot does that out of the box. For SMBs in banking and financial services, automating compliance workflows on Azure can reduce document processing time significantly while ensuring audit trails are maintained automatically. The combination of AI Builder for document extraction and Power Automate for orchestration can replace entire manual review cycles. The build cost is higher upfront, but the per transaction cost drops sharply as volume grows. At scale, custom agents almost always beat per-seat subscription models for high-volume processes. Cost comparison: Copilot versus custom AI agents for SMBs. Cost is often the deciding factor for small businesses. Here is a realistic breakdown for a 15-person SMB. Microsoft Copilot costs. Microsoft 365 Copilot, $30 per user per month, 15 user team, $450 per month or $5,400 per year. No development cost. Setup measured in hours. Cost scales linearly with headcount. Custom AI agent costs, Power Platform or Azure. Power Automate Premium, from $15 per user per month, or per flow plans from $100 per month. Azure AI Services, usage-based, typically $50 to $500 per month for SMB transaction volumes. Initial development, $5,000 to $30,000 or more depending on complexity. Hosting, $50 to $300 per month on Azure. Cost scales with transaction volume, not headcount. For a 15-person company running 2 or 3 automations, a Power Platform approach often costs less within 12 to 18 months of the initial build. If you are building on Azure with custom logic, break-even typically lands between 18 and 24 months. Our Azure Cost Optimization Guide for SMBs covers strategies to reduce the hosting and compute costs that come with running AI workloads, including reserved instances and consumption-based pricing configurations that can cut your monthly bill by 30 to 40%. Power Platform and Copilot Studio, where the lines blur. This is where many SMBs get confused. Microsoft Copilot Studio is a low-code tool for building custom AI agents, and it sits within the Power Platform family. So is Copilot Studio the same as Microsoft 365 Copilot? Not exactly. The naming is genuinely confusing, and Microsoft has not helped by rebranding several products over the past 2 years. Microsoft 365 Copilot is the AI assistant embedded in Office apps, Teams, Outlook, Word. It is subscription-based and designed for end users to get AI assistance inside the apps they already use. Microsoft Copilot Studio is a development tool for building and deploying custom AI agents and conversational bots. It uses a low-code interface and connects to the broader Power Platform. You can build a Copilot Studio agent that does things the standard Microsoft 365 Copilot cannot: query your own databases, run custom business logic, integrate with non-Microsoft systems, and operate autonomously on a schedule or trigger. For SMBs that want custom behavior without heavy Azure development, Copilot Studio is a strong middle ground. As we explain in our Power Platform no-code automation overview, the low-code approach can get you 80% of the way to a fully custom agent at a fraction of the build time. That said, Copilot Studio has limits. Complex multi-model reasoning, deep API orchestration, and high-volume document processing still benefit from a full Azure AI Services deployment. How to decide: a practical framework for SMB decision-makers. If you are still unsure which path fits your business, work through these 4 questions. 1. Is the problem about individual productivity or process automation? If employees need to do their current tasks faster, start with Copilot. If you want to remove manual steps from a process entirely, invest in a custom agent. 2. Do you have a repeatable, high-volume process? If a workflow runs dozens or hundreds of times per day, the ROI case for a custom agent is strong. Infrequent, low-volume tasks rarely justify the build cost. 3. Does the workflow cross multiple systems? If it touches your CRM, your accounting software, your email platform, and a third-party API, Copilot cannot orchestrate that end-to-end. A custom agent built on Power Automate or Azure wins here. 4. What technical resources do you have? No developer on staff and no budget for one? Start with Copilot or Copilot Studio's low-code tools. Have an implementation partner or in-house developer? Custom agents become viable and often cheaper over a 3-year horizon. For SMBs working through this decision for the first time, our complete guide to Azure AI agents for SMBs walks through architecture options and technology selection in practical terms. According to Gartner research on enterprise AI adoption, more than 80% of enterprises were projected to use generative AI by 2026. SMBs that start with the right tool choice will be positioned to scale without rebuilding from scratch. Conclusion: choosing between Microsoft Copilot versus custom AI agents for SMB workflow automation comes down to one honest question: are you solving a productivity problem or a process problem? Copilot is excellent for helping your team work more efficiently inside Microsoft 365, with minimal setup and predictable monthly costs. Custom AI agents are the right tool when you need autonomous, cross-system automation that scales beyond what a per-user assistant can provide. Most SMBs benefit from both at different stages of growth. Start with Copilot to build AI familiarity across your team. Invest in custom agents when you identify a high-volume, high-friction process that a human should not have to touch repeatedly. Microsoft's platform makes both paths accessible, even without a large IT department. If you want help deciding which option fits your specific situation, our team works with SMBs daily on exactly these decisions and can help you map the right solution to your actual workflows.